Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and hi everyone. Welcome to Cook with Hasiba. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to clean the paya or the trotters. Now I have taken mutton paya here. Usually the payas are being cleaned in two ways. One is they burn the hair of the paya and then remove it. Other way is they dip the payas into the hot water and clean it. I bought the payas from the shop. These were already cleaned, but still I'm showing you how to deep clean them. Here I have taken 4 payas. Now I'm going to wash these payas with some wheat flour. You can also take the ragi flour. It should be dry. Now I have wet the payas here with some water. Now on the paya, apply the wheat flour and gently massage, or you can say gently rub. Now I'm not adding any water into the wheat flour because it will become too paste and you cannot scrub it properly. And there shouldn't be too much of water in the payas too. Just wet the paya and rub the dry wheat flour on the paya. Now put some pressure and rub them. As you can see, there are some tiny hairs here on the paya. You have to just give a gentle pinch and remove them out. You have to be very roughly massaging these payas with the wheat flour. Make sure you're rubbing the wheat flour on every part. As you can see, the tiny hairs are on the toes of the paya. Even though it's been cleaned at the store, there are still some tiny hairs left. Now this is the purpose we need to deep clean the payas at home. Just rub them again and again. Now each paya contains this kind of small tiny hairs, so you have to make sure that you are removing all the hairs from the paya. Only then this can be deep cleaned. Now once you have cleaned the payas, just let them rest for at least 10 to 20 minutes. Now I am letting them rest for a few minutes just because the raw smell of the payas will be faded away by this process. I have left them for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, wash the paya pieces. Now I have made paya 1 by 2 here. I have taken 4 payas. Now there are 8 pieces here. Just clean them one by one. Thoroughly clean them and then keep it aside. Now wash out the wheat flour completely from the payas. There shouldn't be any single dash of the wheat flour on the paya. Wash them thoroughly until the paya is completely smooth and soft. Here please don't throw the wheat flour as it would be disrespectful. Just keep it for the birds, or you can just dilute the wheat flour into the water and put it onto the plants, or you can also put it in some grass. Now getting into the recipe, I'm going to divide this recipe into 3 parts. One is I'm going to add the masala to be boiled with the paya. Second is the green masala, and third is the tomato and the coconut puree. Getting into the ingredients. Now I have taken 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, few mint leaves, 1 inch cinnamon stick, 1 cardamom and half onion chopped. This masala I am going to add to boil the payas. The green masala I have taken half teaspoon of peppercorns, half onion, few coriander leaves and 1 inch ginger, 3 cloves of garlic. I am adding fresh ginger and garlic just because it will give the beautiful flavor to the paya soup. On the other side I have taken 1 tomato, 3 tablespoon grated coconut, 2 cloves, few turmeric powder, some salt to taste, a pinch of chili powder and some coriander powder. Now in a pressure cooker, add the payas or the trotters. To this add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 cinnamon stick and 1 clove. Now I am not going to add salt to this payas, as adding salt at this moment might harden the paya and it will take more time to get boiled. So it is always better not to add salt in the initial time. I have added the chopped mint leaves and the onions here. Now give it a good mix and then add some water and close the lid and leave it for at least 8 to 9 whistles. Now if you feel that your payas are not boiled, you can also leave it for a few more whistles after having a check. Now add the water to the level of the paya or above paya, you can say. but not less than that, because the paya should get well boiled here. Now I'm covering the lid and leaving it for at least 8 to 9 whistles. Now until a paya was being boiled, in a mixer jar, I grinded the green masala. This is the ginger, garlic, peppercorns, onion and few coriander leaves. Give it a quick mix. Now here the grinded masala should be roughly mixed. Remove the masala and then in the same mixture jar, grind the other ingredients. That's the coconut, tomato and 2 cloves. Now as payas are very heat in nature, I am not adding too much garam masala here, as I added only 1 cinnamon and 1 cardamom in the paya to get boiled. I have taken only 2 little cloves for the paste. Until the paya was being boiled behind, in a pan I took very little oil. As you all know, paya contains lots of fat in it. It is always better to add little oil just to saute the masala. Adding too much oil doesn't make any sense. Now I have taken around 3 tablespoons of oil here. Now once the oil is heated up, you can directly add the green masala. But be very careful here. Now I am going to saute this masala until the oil separates. As I roughly grinded this masala, there is few chunks of onions visible. Anyways, just give it a mix until the oil separates. And then add very little turmeric powder. As I have already added the turmeric in the paya while boiling, I am adding just a pinch of turmeric, a pinch of chili powder. You have to be very gentle while adding chili here, because if you add more chili, it will be your throat might hurt while drinking the soup. So I have added 1 pinch of turmeric powder, 1 pinch of chili powder and 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Now if you want to skip adding chili powder, you can also do that, because soup should be always gentle while drinking. Roasting the masala well. Now as you see, I have added very little oil here. The masala is being roasted within the oil itself. As I have added very little oil here, we cannot wait for the oil to secrete here. So it is better just to notice whether the smell has gone or not. Once the raw smell is faded away, you can add the other puree of tomato and coconut. Now you have to mix it well, and then you have to cook this paste too until the raw smell goes away. Now I am going to close the lid and let this cook for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Without adding any water, we have to cook this masala, as already we are making this soup. It is in a watery texture. Now you can see there is slight layer of oil on top, very little layer. I am adding some salt here. As I told, I did not add any salt while boiling the paya, so make sure you add the salt here in the masala. Mix well and again cover the lid and cook for a few more minutes. At least for 2 to 3 minutes, cover the lid and cook. Just open the lid. As we are not adding water, there is always a risk of masala getting burnt, so make sure you check in between. Give a good mix. Now scratch the side of the utensil and mix it well. We have to fry the masala until the consistency is half. As you might have noticed, when I added the puree, the consistency of the masala was quite more, but now it has come to half of its quantity. Just cover the lid and switch off the flame. Till then our payas was ready here. Just check the pressure and then slowly open the pressure cooker. Now whenever you boil the payas, you shouldn't immediately open the pressure cooker. You should always let it for rest at least for 5 to 10 minutes. Later you can check the pressure and look for payas whether it is been boiled or not. As you can see, the skin is been dropping out to the bottom. Now this is the point we know that the payas are boiled. Now as the payas are cooked here, just add the paya into the masala which we made. We shouldn't add a single drop of water here. Please make sure whatever water we added in the paya while boiling, we are going to add only that. Give a good mix for the masala and the soup so that the spices can be well absorbed to the payas too. Now I'm going to cover the lid and cook at least for 5 to 7 minutes so that the paya can completely absorb the masalas or the spices in it, and also the flavors of the bone marrow can get well into the soup. I'm adding very little coriander leaves here. Now your payas are ready to serve. Now this is the simplest recipe of my mom. Now this is the actual way of making traditional paya soup. Now you can have this paya with either idiyappam or dosa or idli or parotas or chapatis or anything you like to dip in, or you can also just drink the soup like that. If you like my recipes, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also let me know what recipe you want me to upload next. Let it be snacks or non-veg, veg or lunch ideas, anything. Please do like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching.